What's up, world? It's your boy Wes.
And it's your boy Mosby.
Coming at you with that locker room talk and the shorts on the sports.
Where we keeping you locked in on the scores, but on the inside, there's a whole lot more.
Because what's said inside the locker room
stays inside the locker room. Yes, we are giving you that real talk.
We talking about that real talk.
We have mentioned that inside the locker room, we are obviously going to give you the shorts on the sports, but we also want to give you guys a different perspective on some of the nuances that happen behind the scenes. Exactly, behind the scenes in sports. And y'all, sometimes people don't realize that this is just as real of life as, you know, your Joe Schmo that works his 9 to 5, brother. Athletes have lives too, even though they get, you know, put on these major platforms and they're viewed globally. These people are real people, and they got real feelings, and that's why when our mental health topic that we did, I really hope that you guys go back and listen to that. I'm not even saying that for promo. I'm really saying that because I think a lot of fans don't understand how important that subject is, especially inside some of these locker rooms.
Especially males.
Exactly.
A lot of males on there.
But in addition to this segment, I wanted to bring this to the fans' attention because I was watching Undisputed. You know, that's part of my daily routine at work. I put on some Undisputed while I'm, you know, typing up some stuff, and I got the break that after the Super Bowl, the 49ers, they had booked Lil Wayne for a private party or a private show. Granted, this probably could have been well before the game or something like that, but they booked him for a show, and this party turned out to be what was quoted as a complete rager. Now, as a Travis Scott fan, if you say that to me, I already know what's up.
What's going on there, brother?
Bro, listen, if you describe anything as a complete rager, that means some heads are twirling, some shirts are flying off.
Yeah, know it.
Some potential is being done.
Wow, not the booger sugar. Not the booger sugar, good brother.
Hey, some stuff is happening at that function, brother.
That's getting intense.
And I guess, I mean, listen, like I said, this could have been well before, you know, the Super Bowl even took place. Once they got word that they were going to the Super Bowl, they like, listen, bro, we about to make this.
So this wasn't after?
Well, it was after, but I'm saying they could have booked Lil Wayne once they, you know, after their conference championship.
That was like gonna be the win.
Yeah. Because it's Miami. I mean, what else you want? So, but they were talking about it, and Skip and Shannon were very disappointed by this news. Shannon said that he understood that some players deal with losses differently, and some want to dance the night away, others want to stay in their room and reflect on how they lost a big game. But I personally took the news as offensive. And the reason why is I'm a very competitive person. My family, they have raised us all to be extremely competitive. There's a bunch of arguing in that house. Yes, my family is completely competitive, and I get that. Listen, if you're going to commit to being a professional athlete, your mind needs to be on winning because that's how you get paid.
Yes.
But I found it offensive because the 49ers did something that nobody thought they were able to achieve this year and going to the Super Bowl after going 4-12 or 2-14. It's one of those two last year. And so for them to even be in this position was a blessing enough, especially after the stuff that they had to deal with last year with Jimmy Garoppolo getting knocked out. Nobody thought they would be in this position. No. But I am going to sit here and say that it's completely offensive that people feel like it's the need to be major news that they want to have a party after a major game. It's the last game of the year. Typical fans saying that, they lost the game. Why are they not, in their room?
I wouldn't do those things.
I'm like, so what you gonna tell me? You're in Miami. You just got done playing, one of the biggest games of your career, and you're telling me you want to leave Miami
21, 22.
In depression.
23. 24, 25.
I
I'm sorry, not everybody on that team is like 35 and got like 4 kids. I mean, it's just that's what it is.
Listen, brother, if you ask me, I don't care what an athlete does in their personal time. If you perform on the field, that's what we're watching. That's what you get paid for. My business or your business after the game has nothing to do with me. And if you want to live it up after a Super Bowl loss, live it up. I don't get what the issue was here, and I'm actually more mad that this is even news that even crossed my timeline.
Why is this even a discussion?
Why? I mean, and you are a collegiate former football player. You've been in some of those situations where you've been in high wins and high losses.
Yeah.
I just don't get why that. Can you explain to me what your thought process is after a loss?
I mean, after a loss, like especially something like that, like you don't want to be, you might don't want to be around nobody for real. Like I ain't really trying to be around like
fair
certain people, this and that, because man, we was that close, or we had it in our hands. Especially the way the loss was. That's probably why people was coming like, oh, y'all had it y'all was up 10, y'all had it. Now y'all just going crazy doing this and that. Like, yeah, you're gonna feel like you don't want to be around nobody, but at the end of the day, it ain't gonna make it better.
Exactly.
Like it ain't gonna make it better.
Exactly.
Like I know for a fact I ain't sit in my room after a few playoff losses or after like a horrible meet. I just go around, be around my boys or something like that. Like, man, let's just get our mind off of it a little bit. I don't mean I don't care. Some certain losses, you don't want to go crazy and get drunk because some people are like, oh yeah, you just don't care. But last game of the season, I could see if this was like mid-season, or the first playoff game and then they lost or something like that, or like a game in the middle of the season, like say they lost, like when they lost to the Seahawks, then they went crazy. Then all right, it might look a little differently. But last game of the season, you know what, dog? It's the off season. Let's relax. My body's tired. We in Miami, man. We already here. Let's just go ahead and enjoy the time. Like I was the same. We was the same way. We had a few nights like that. We lost a playoff game. It looked like we was gonna go to the 3rd, 4th round. You just go ahead and just be like, you know what, bro? Let's just go out for a little bit, man. Let's get our mind, man. It's a long season because you don't really get to go out. Like, I know it's different than the pros and the college, but you really don't get to go out on Saturdays. You might come back at 2 a.m. You ain't going out. You see everybody else coming in from getting ready to go out. You like, dang, I gotta go back to my room and chill.
He's speaking real right now, y'all.
Like, I don't know. Fans just gotta understand, like, man, they are the same guys. They just make a little bit more money, but like Biggie say, more money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. So it's like, just because they make a little bit more money and, they supposed to be professional. Well, you a professional at your job, too. I know you had a couple of bad days at your job or, you messed up a project. I got drunk. I'm going to drink it away.
Thank you.
You don't see your boss be like, man, you got drunk after messing up that project? You're trash. You're an idiot.
This is why you my boy, by the way.
I mean,
this is the exact reason why you my boy.
This is real talk.
That's just disrespectful, though. Like, for real, like that's mad disrespectful to think that these people are not allowed to have a life after they've done put their body on the line
to keep y'all entertained.
For your entertainment. Yeah. They've played 20 games. 20 games. Well, maybe the 49ers, because they had a first-round bye, they played less. But nonetheless, they played over 16 games. Mm-hmm. And what you ask for as a San Francisco fan is to see your team in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's all you ask for. Mm-hmm. Whether they win or lose, you haven't seen them there in a while. And, what was it, 2012 that they were in there against the Ravens?
Yes. Uh-huh.
But, yes, 8 years ago from then, you're back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And for people to make this news that it's an abomination that players go out after a loss, I'm like, bruh, you hit the nail on the head. You work your 9 to 5. You work your 9 to 5. Nobody cares or questions you what you do after you get off work, after you clock out. Nobody. And you might be doing some old wild BS out here. Mm-hmm. And if for real, you want to be honest, Some of the stuff that y'all fans are probably doing after work is probably low key on the side of being a fireable offense if it got out to your job.
No, for real.
And nobody, and I mean nobody, questions you what you do. Nobody.
I don't want nobody to see them videos.
Nah, I mean nobody wants to see these videos. And I'm like, for real, people fail to realize like these athletes, and I sometimes you can really equate football to war essentially because of the fact that they're literally putting their bodies on the line. Like as a Steelers fan, and fans, y'all can get mad at me for always bringing up references of Steelers, but I am, please. but we felt something when Ryan Shazier went down.
Yes,
and that, for Steeler Nation, that was rough to see because we were like, oh, this is real. This real life out here. Like these players are really putting their bodies on the line and potentially messing up their whole lives.
But they don't see it like that.
Exactly. Nobody sees it like that.
Y'all worry about yourselves out here. Y'all just worry about, y'all entertainment. Like y'all don't get like there's one story that happened last summer. It was with Derek Carr. I was listening to a podcast with my boy Eric Crocker, and he had reminded me. I was like, man, that was crazy. So Derek Carr had blocked this analyst on Twitter, Mike Florio.
Talk about it.
Because, he was talking down on Derek Carr. And Derek Carr was like, well, I don't like what you're doing, like what you're saying about me, I'm going to block you. And Mike Florio said in the next tweet, what makes you, why would you block me? You're a $25 million quarterback. You should have thicker skin than that. You're the starting quarterback of the Oakland Raiders. And I'm just like, so you telling me all because he make this amount of money, he got to have a higher standard than you? You're a grown man. You're a grown man. Yeah. So since you make that amount of money,
stupid,
you ain't got much to stress on. You should be able to handle the fact that I'm talking down about you. Like money don't make you invincible. Like money don't make you power. Like you have a good power, but at the end of the day, if somebody's talking about you, you ain't trying to hear that. So guess what? I'm gonna block you. And the funny thing is, the Mike Florio guy had made a tweet saying, if you say something bad about me, I'm probably gonna block you. He said it in his own tweet. Hypocritical people in the fan, and there's a lot of fans in the scene like that. There's no way I would act like that if I made that amount of money. I'm like, what? So you, like I said, go back to what I was saying. You making yourself, you lowering your standards, but everybody else got to have a higher standard. Like, shouldn't you hold your standards the same as an athlete? Then,
man,
you're grown. You're grown. It just doesn't add up to me with some of these fans.
It don't, bro.
It don't add up. And the way people come at like Josh Gordon, those type of things, when y'all say, why you keep going back doing drugs or this and that, your job stress you.
Thank you.
I'm sure you going to be like, I'm about to go have a drink today. If you smoke, I'm about to go smoke a little bit after my job. It's a long day. You don't know what that man, he's going through a lot too.